We are live. We are live. It is day number, I'm not sure what day it is, but it's part 3. So by day 2. I've been working on this for a minute though. And we're going to continue vibe coding, hackathoning. I'm going to bring you guys into my world. Thank you for the feedback on the last one. Let me just share this link out there. People know what's. Oh, don't want no copyright. Hey. We don't want no copyright. We don't want no copyright. I'm sharing the link, y'all. If you're wondering what am I doing, just get a little song on it. No, I'll just put the time. I love my sleep schedule lately. How do I change the color of? All right, I guess I can't. All right. So the link is shared. My peers can tune in, and now we are gonna get started. I think I left off. Let me share my screen. I left off at understanding containers on Azure. So I wonder if I should turn the air conditioning on because this laptop is not going to overheat and we're not going to have to stop and get the charger over and over. All right, so we won't charge the computer right now, but we're gonna that AC is on. All right, and I'm gonna use my table. I got my notebook, and I should have a pen. And if you guys are nice, I'm gonna do my master's degree work with you. If you guys are nice, I'm gonna do my master's degree work with you. All right, let's get started. I was wondering if I should share just the entire screen or windows, but yeah, why not? Oops. All right, so here I am. Like I said yesterday, we're going to be on the first page of the top 10. We are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're number 8. We have zoomed. Some names are gone. Or did they go up? Oh, no. Yeah. We definitely zoomed. So the names are still there. So let us go. So we're gonna understand containers today. I am familiar, but I'm gonna ask ChatGPT to kind of simplify that a bit. I know that containers are something that we learned about in Azure fundamentals. They're pretty much um, segments where you can put your like virtual machines in and like cluster them. So container one can have like two VMs, container two can have two VMs, and you can have these containers like this, and you can do different things with them on the outside. So from what I recall, um, the containers help in some way with high availability. Um, they pass information without you having to touch the actual virtual machine. But I want to know more, right? Let's go deeper because this is no longer Azure fundamentals or AI fundamentals, which I've also done. This is a little deeper than that. So let's go. Okay, so in this context, no, no, no. I'm talking about I just described a resource group. If you're watching this and you're like, what is he talking about? I described a resource group. Um, Sorry about that. Uh, Containers are a way to package your application along with everything it needs to run, like libraries and dependencies, into a single lightweight unit. So my app and everything. So I do use a lot of libraries with Dart, and this means that the app will run the same way, whether you're testing it on your laptop or in the cloud. Um, Good, because I'm using Flutter, I'm using PHP, and I'd like it to run the same way. So far, it usually does. In simple terms, isolation. The app is isolated from other apps. So when are apps usually overlapping? Okay. Everything in the app needs to be packaged together. You can move containers between different environments, like from my laptop to Azure, without worrying about compatibility issues. Again, isn't that the default? Azure provides services like Kubernetes for managing many containers. hmm To scale the app. Okay. Containers are lightweight and start quickly, which helps optimize resource usage and resources overhead compared to traditional virtual machines. Overall, they help you deploy. So I'm still not really getting it because they're comparing a container to a VM. What is that? What did you say? Oh, they're middle ground. Oh, I love it. Perfect. We are ready. All right. So let's read now the Microsoft definition of containers. They host Azure services, and I can read this, but one of them is myopic, so we're gonna zoom to the 100%. If the app uses sensitive data on premise, you can call the AI services. You can deploy AI services and containers on the same network, so your data can stay in your local network and not be passed to the cloud. Deploying AI services in a container decreases the latency between the service. So I would imagine that the AI services have in the container their dependencies, and we're quickly deploying them. That's why it talks about probably latency. Not sure, but let's learn. When you deploy a software as a service, it must be hosted in an environment that provides hardware, OS, runtime. hmm for example, the laptop, Mac OS, and the runtime. But on the computer on the cloud, we don't really have that. We have the hardware, but we need to create the operating system for it. And we need to create the runtime component. So I guess AI services being a cloud service. Okay. So it's saying here that Microsoft gives you everything that it needs to run, but you can put them in a container, which will have the components that you probably prefer instead, which is deployed in a container host. Cool. I guess that's like setting up an environment on my laptop for Flutter, but putting it on the cloud so that we can have Windows on there. I don't know. Container comprises an application or service, and the runtime components needed to run it while abstracting the underlying OS and hardware. Container comprises an application or service. Yeah. Hmm. Mm-mm-mm. To use a container, you pull the container image from a registry and deploy it to a container host. Okay, so there's a registry, like a baby being born. They really care about these containers. You put it to a host. Okay, so you register it here, you put it over there, specifying any required configuration. The container host can be in the cloud, in a private network, or on your local computer. I don't know what I'm going to do after this, but segue. I'm going to Silicon Valley on the 27th, and if anyone will be there, let me know. But I do need to get some winter stuff probably today. and a nice little haircut if I can. I leave tomorrow. Wow, time is flying. Um, I need to figure out where I'm going after Silicon Valley, so I have to buy my next ticket very soon today. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, so the container host can be in the cloud and a private network on your local computer. This container thing is really, I could do with some illustrations, but I don't know what AI tool can help me visualize that. I wish all of this had a visual. Let me try. They said the best way to learn something is to teach it. Listen, I'm not okay, good, because I don't know what this is about to tell me. We need a free whiteboard. So I'm gonna start with the text. So we got a registry over here. And with the registry, we're gonna have that, and then we're gonna fill it. And then, you know what? We're gonna make this a bit camp. We're gonna change the text. And then we're gonna bring it to the front. So this is where the containers are born, right? So it's like the Poke Center. You have all these little containers being born over here in the registry. And then after they're born, dun, 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 you pull them from here and you put them into a container host, it seems. So, yeah, just put host. No, let me make it clear. So you put them over here at a container host. Specify any required configuration settings. So here you say, look, you're gonna, um, I want you to be on the cloud, so you're gonna be on Azure. I want you to, like, or Google or whatever. What's the next one? AWS. Then I want you to, um, configuration settings. I'm not sure what that means because right under the host level, it's your resources that you're going to use. So if a container has parameters for, if it has packages and for the code, I'm guessing you're going to put, like, is it Linux or something? I guess that's what they mean. Like the operating system and probably, I don't know, the clock, system clock. I don't know what configuration they're talking about. But I guess we'll find out. So you go from the registry to the host, and then I assume here you have the flexibility to change the configurations of the host. So this is what I'm learning here. The beautiful thing about what I'm doing is I can confirm if this is the truth in a few. So I'm going to do a quick diagram and I'm going to confirm that the thing with the Microsoft things is as you go up each level, they teach you less, and then you gotta just teach yourself. All right, this is not a degree. Okay. I think one of the questions I have is how do you make a private network hold a container? I know they like wrap around them, but it says in it. Let's see if I'm learning correctly. In the meantime, let me check the YouTube just to see if we okay good. Ishmael bird catches the worm, yo. I love Ishmael. Thank you, Ishmael. Yes, early bird catches the worm. And this is still reason. Okay, good. Boom. All right. We're learning the right thing. I got it. And then I could go deeper now to confirm what do they mean when they say I don't know what other settings are there. And after this, we head back to the containers because we just want to really master this and understand it. Oh, it means not in a private. It's like masking it with a private network. Or okay, okay. So basically, from what I get here, um, you can control things like your environment variables, your, for example, I'm not sure what a feature flag is. Um, I know what an API key is, and I'm guessing you would configure that to connect. And for the port mappings, I get that because you want to know how it's going to communicate with in the real world, displaying the information you have. Volume storage, mount a folder into the container. By the way, I am doing the artist way. I am on week. Oh my god, it's week 3. I'm behind. Let's finish this. Okay, I'm moving a little slow. Come on. I think I learned enough. These are container images. What? Okay, so you can do a specific container for AI services. Which I guess is gonna host all the things it needs. And the reason why is because it's in the middle ground. So let's. All right. At this point, I'm seeing containers being beside the app service, but okay. I'm zoning out here. Over here, it's really. I'm not sure what it is about this section that I'm just zoning out on it. I think it started here, honestly, because it really gave us the raw version of containers, and it's like, oh, we do give you preset ones that you're going to use. So, step number one, you have the cognitive services, I'm guessing. Oh, the container registry, okay. And then you have this box. Oh, client application. So my app is going to take the data from the endpoint and then get the results. Good. And then communicate based on those endpoints, right? So number three, oh, the endpoints come from here. And what's coming from here? My friend is staying at my apartment in Jamaica. Um, she says the bed I brought away. It's a very comfy bed. It's like a hotel. Um, all right, back to work. Come on. Mm-mm-mm. Container image for the specific Azure Services API is deployed to the host. My host is here. Uh huh. Anyone. And then, it's like Ryan Serhant. And then. Okay, so I'm gonna configure this to update my learning. So this could be um uh, 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 container image. They didn't mention that before, but we're gonna keep going. I know I want to be in top five today, balancing speed and quality of learning here. If I get to the exam and I can't pass it at the end of this, that's a problem. So I gotta get it. For the language service, they got key phrase, language sentiment. Okay, I know this already. These are part of the endpoints. These are the things that it outputs. So when you make your service, it's going to have those as the parameters. It can pass in the API over, it should be here, and it's going over here. So I don't know what number two is all about, but, oh, that's on my app. They meet here apparently, and then I'm being billed. So this is all about billing. I don't know why I spend so much time on that. So with my app, I'm going to need a little bit of, I'm going to need a little bit of, read OCR, and that's it. Microsoft has an identity detection thing. Let me not get distracted. Let's go. I'm sorry, it said something about after. After the container is deployed, applications consume the service's endpoint. I didn't even know there was a default one. The client app must be configured. My own authentication, so I can use Entra ID or something else, I guess. All right, let's go forward. We can't. Let's go back. I'm sorry, I can't go either way. Oh, launch a lab. I used to launch apps with 2 nickels and an idea. Now I'm like doing all of this, but it's in the name of growth, right? I remember my first website. I paid nothing and I learned with 99 cents in 20, I want to say 2013. Okay, so I don't need this again. Are we going to make it to top 5, guys, with this yawning so early? Are we? Are we going to make it? All right, so we have to clone this repo again. This time I'm doing some speed reading. And I'm sure it's the same repo I've been having to clone all day, but we're just going to keep going. Do, 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 do. Oh. I am so hungry, I'm not going to lie. But we have to finish 2 levels and then I go eat. To get to the top 10, we have to do 10. Top 5, we have to do 10. So this is not a joke. This is not a game. Come on, I don't need to eat. I just had some Milo and some snack. Belly just being greedy. Pedal to the metal. Yes. Beautiful. Now we are going to expand lab files number 4. Yay, we're going to use a container. Now, if you don't already have one, we're going to have an AI services resource, which we do. So we're going to skip that. Now, we're going to create a container instance. This is the fastest lab you'll see me ever do to date. So we're gonna do this in 15 minutes. All right. Do not distract me, machine. Silence, computer. Resource group. All right. Container name. A unique name, not registry, but container init. Init, only lowercase, really. Availability zones, preview. Well, you keep your preview over there. Uh, what about image source? Other registry. Reading is fundamental. Docker Hub has put a limit on Docker images. Girl, if you don't, what is you talking about? Image type public, and then we're gonna take this image. Uh, I'm sorry, I'm not using your virtual machine. I'm using my actual computer. So yeah, I'm not about to. Next thing you know, them say me disqualify cause me never use them something. What? Okay. Why is it MCR? Oh, MCR stands for Microsoft Container Registry. Linux and the size networking, we're gonna go public network, which is crazy. A unique name for the container endpoint, not reg. Time is ticking. We got basically 10 minutes. Enter a unique name for the container endpoint. We're gonna change it from 80 to 5,000. So am I deleting this? No, we're just restart policy. On failure, and then mark as secure. Yes, we're going to use the API key. Oh, we do have an API key, actually. I have it. I still have it. I have it in my key vault. Shout out to Key Vault. I've been using you a lot today. Don't do this. Come on. I'm on a clock here. Thank you. No key vaults to display. I know why. Because it's actually stored in here in resource management. And we just need to copy that and put it right over here. So mark as secure. API key, and then I put the key, and then this is billing, and then the URI for my Azure service resource. You mean this? And then I'm guessing that's it knowing how to charge me. No. End user license agreement and accept. Ah, these are the variables that they were talking about in the configurations. Learning is doing. Command override, we got key management, Microsoft managed keys, we got tags, don't add any, and then, wait, do we have tags? No. Okay, we're gonna review and create. So while we wait, perfect. So now that we've created our container, fully qualified domain name, we can access it instead of the IP address. In this exercise, you've deployed the Azure AI Services container images, meaning the container that is connected to it through its environment variables. And we can use a similar approach to deploy to a Docker host on my own computer. Um, why would I use Docker if I have access to the Azure? I want to ask that, but I know I'm gonna. Okay, I'm gonna ask. Sorry. I said 15 minutes. I don't know. We got like 6 minutes, maybe something like that. Okay, so it's created. Okay, I learned about Docker back in 2016 when I did Invoicer, and back then my learning was not like this, where I had a tutor with um, AI breaking it down. I had people being mean on Stack Overflow, so I'm grateful. I'm learning things all over again in a healthy way that's sticking. I've never had so much fun learning, ever. So this is fun. The command will look for the image on my machine if it doesn't find it there. Yeah, so I don't need that right now. I think this is just saying, huh. Oh God. I wonder if I should have installed Docker. Because what we have here, the resource is still deploying, but it's telling us to do our run to what's the point of it? To use the container. So I'm assuming, I don't assume, my mother always say, that means you make an ass out of you and me. I remember I asked somebody, are you trying to fire me? I was like, I'm not going to assume. Jump out your mouth. Get you in trouble. Um, I wasn't fired. Uh, boy. Uh, in that scenario, I've had some great bosses through my career. Shout out to Carl, wherever she's at. Ever customize a boss of mine. Um, go to the resource because it's talking about use this container. And I want to know how we're going to use it. Some should have do the thing on this, but no, I want it for my laptop. Billing. Oh, this is telling us how to deploy it. We don't need that. So now in my editor, run this again, and I hope I don't have to do it the installation of whatever I did yesterday again because it was time consuming. So let's populate these. if we actually can find the values. Um, my IP address is, this is not what I'm looking for. Or yeah, this is what I'm looking for. And then don't know what you're doing to. Oh, I don't need to copy that. I'm just changing the value. Save your changes, and then you're gonna. I am going to head into my terminal. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! I'm on a Mac. I'm on a Mac. I think I could do this with my. Oh my God, I'm on a Mac. Don't do this to me. Um, Rewrite this in bash syntax. So why didn't they give me a Mac file? Is it that I can't? Mm-hmm. Let's see if we could run it. Let me just verify. It's still curl, yeah. Okay. Wow. And then we're gonna make it executable by running this beautiful. Is that what it's supposed to say? Empty reply from server? No. Oh Lord. It says empty reply from server. Why? GPT help. The good news is it reached the server, but didn't get the data that we're looking for, which is saying that the food is not good or whatever. So the container is up because we saw that. Um, mm, ensure that the URL is correct. It ends in IO. Does it have to do with the endpoint key? Ah, Okay, let's do it again. Mm-mm. Oh no. Well, the 15 minutes has passed and we're done, but it's not done right. So we can't move on yet. Do I need to change this to 5,000? No, no. Memory, MCR. Do you think it's because I don't have Docker installed? Okay, good. Can I not have to watch that? Oh my god, I thought you would just have logs here. Internet, am I streaming? It's getting the feedback, as we could see, but we're not getting a response. Sometimes that has to do with things beyond my control. My brother, I couldn't tell you why this is happening. I couldn't tell you why. We're reaching the server, but the server isn't reaching us. We're reaching the server, but the server isn't reaching us. What am I doing in here? There comes a point where I start to just do things because things aren't working how I expect them to. And I don't recall it ever being useful. Uh, but Malia and Sasha. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Okay, let's try this again. Let's make sure we're in the right. Yup. And then we're just gonna run this again. And then we're gonna run this again. And then, brother, I don't know why it's giving me an empty reply from the server. Let me see what the IP address and all these things is saying. Let's see what it does say. Let me see what it does say. So now we have a debugger server, which is not in our lab scope of work. Next thing you know, this whole time, not a server, a container. Let's do the IP method. I think we could just we could place the IP address or the F. Okay, so let's try the IP address instead of my URL. Maybe there's like some WAF. Nope, that wasn't it. What about mm, waiting? Properties. Connection just keeps closing. I don't know. 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 I don't know why. I don't know. The next thing we could probably do is check our properties to make sure. Why O3 got an attitude? When I go into my logs, I'm not seeing. What am I looking for in the log? I don't even know what I want. I guess network errors. Yeah. Oh, no results. Okay. Oh, I feel like um, O3 Mini is like, listen, just get this done. You're using up my uh credits thing. Oh, we're on PowerShell. Remember PowerShell from yesterday, guys? It's back. No. Just go ahead. Oh, I speak very shorthand sometimes to GPT. Tutor actually. So much for 15 minutes. All right, so I reported the issue. let's move on, guys. We got work to do. Now this is looking like the endpoint is part of the issue. So what? No. With all this, it says we are to clean up by deleting the resource. I don't know if I should delete it yet. So let's do a knowledge check.